Joining me now here on the Hill, look who's back with us, the professor, Lauren Wright, Princeton University's associate research scholar and lecturer, NewsNation political contributor as well. Chris Cillizza, I am, as always, happy to see you, but Lauren's been gone for a little while. Welcome back, sir. He is a NewsNation contributor. And Lindsey Granger back with us here on the Hill once again. Lindsey as well, NewsNation contributor. All right, so here's what I just had a pollster tell me, okay? They said, look, when Trump frames this as anti-Semitism happened on campus, we need to take action. When you bring up the question of, really? Harvard gets how much in federal money? And then when you start to ask the question, really, how many seats of American students are not being used because of international students taking those seats, that pollster told me, Lauren, that is a 65-35 issue for Trump when it is framed that way, Lauren.
It makes a lot of sense. We often forget in academia that most Americans are not college educated. And then they see these images of students destroying buildings, holding janitors hostage, vandalizing, saying crazy things, and by the way, asking for their student loans to be forgiven by taxpayers. And most people look at that and think, why is this school getting taxpayer funds at all? They don't make the connection to the research.
You also think that the president you also think the president, Lauren, runs the risk of moving too far on this?
Well, yes, because eventually medical research, national security research, all the scientific research that should be the core of what universities communicate to the public that they do is going to suffer. And the ironic part about this trade school bit that you introduced, Blake, is the only other vendors, as Trump calls them, that could complete that research are other elite universities or other university government institutions, rather, that are also being gutted or facing funding cuts.
That pollster also said to me, Lindsey, when it is framed as a subsidy, Democrats lose. But when they frame it as, okay, this is world-class government research, that's the line that Democrats should be taking, but they're not at this point in time.
Right, because we have to remember we're recruiting the best and the brightest. No matter what country they come from, they're going to Harvard and hopefully having the education that ends up as our leaders around the world in business and in many industries. And I think when we cut America's college systems and start to do it over this woke agenda that some people like and some people don't like, then we create a problem where we're not honoring the freedom of speech that belongs in college. There's 25,000 kids in Harvard. Of course, there are going to be people that dissent. Of course, there are going to be people that disagree. But we can't shut that off because they disagree with President Trump. That's against everything that Harvard and the U.S.
What would you say, though, when I think one of the things that people have learned in all this is they say 1 in every 4 students there is international? And they look at it, 6,700 currently enrolled, 27% of total enrollment. Some folks might look at that and say, wait a minute, how did it get to that point?
Well, if an international person is the person finding out what the next steps in AI are, if the international person is the person finding out cancer research that saves American lives, is it not as valuable? And so that's the argument when you recruit the best and the brightest from other countries. It's, why we would recruit international students. And America is built on a variety of diverse ideas and opinions. And so having the best and brightest from other countries has never been a bad thing and shouldn't be framed as that.
Cillizza, where's Trump taking this?
Well, look, politically, it's, as the professor noted, it's not a bad issue for him at all. I think most people are unaware that Harvard got any federal money. They know Harvard's really well funded, but they assume it's because they have a massive endowment, not because the federal government gives them money. So I don't think it's a bad thing to go after politically. In fact, I think it's a good thing for him to go after sort of like wokeness and why are we giving these people the money. What I would say, though, is dig a little bit below the surface. I don't know that the public will, but dig a little bit below the surface, and I think you start to see, like, it sounds great to take the $3 billion that the federal government gives to Harvard and give it to trade schools, but what would they do? Like, you wouldn't replace a collider, these huge projects that the government and these huge academic institutions are putting together. You can't just replace that, right? I mean, that's the issue.
You really think that the trade school idea would backfire on him? I'm looking at trade school enrollment. 2019, 5 years ago, was at about 900,000. It's at 1.1 million now, so it's an upward trend.
I think the trade school idea is a good one.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.